Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm sorry for the delay, slight delay today. Some technical issue. Deepak couldn't join on time, so he's just joining in, and I gonna take him live soon. So thank you once again for joining the live session. I saw a couple of you joining in the past, and look forward to join again. Let me have him. Okay, cool. Deepak. Hey Abhishek, what's up, man? Hey,
Hi, Jitesh.
how are you? Good to see you.
I'm
Talk to
so sorry, viewers, for joining late. I was stuck up in a meeting, so I hope you would excuse me.
No problem. I think a couple of them came and went back now. So
I
I had gone live quickly and then came back.
I understand. I understand.
No problem. How are you today?
I am a pretty. The day was really hectic today, and I was busy in some meetings for a government
Oh,
contract. I haven't taken a bath as yet.
awesome. It's as busy as you can get. Awesome.
Yes, 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 yes.
Cool. So I think our viewers can keep joining in. We can start with a quick introduction and they can always have access to this video later.
Yes.
We have a couple of guys with us for now, and we'll continue to have them on board. So, guys,
Sure.
thank you very much once again for joining us today. We have Deepak Gupta here with us. He's also known as the Mountain Man. Deepak has amazing journeys, stories to share with us. From his decades of experience in riding. And one of the most iconic ones is the Dominar Polar Odyssey. It's called,
Dominar,
which
Dominar Polar Odyssey, Arctic to Antarctica,
Arctic to
covering 15
Antarctica.
countries.
Yeah, so that was 51,243 kilometers, if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes,
15
yes,
countries in 5 months. So
yes,
that is one sort of an epic ride, which I think everybody in their life should do.
yes, yes. Now I really think how could I do it? It seems so tough now while looking back at my journey that how could we complete that journey of
So
51,000 kilometers in 5 months?
I think we would
Seems
love to hear more about the journey as we go
sure,
forward.
sure.
And our viewers also would like to know what were the things you faced on those journeys, what were the best
Yes,
moments and the worst moments also. Cool.
yes.
So let's quickly start with briefly my introduction also. So guys who don't know me, my name is Jitesh Surana. I'm a biker from Delhi NCR, and I have a startup called Asteride. So we're building a platform for bikers. We'll talk more about Asteroid as we go on into this conversation with Deepak. So, to begin, what is most interesting is when we start talking to a legendary rider like Deepak. What is the story like? What is his story? How did all biking like started for you, Deepak? How the bug bite you?
I think
When was it the first time you rode a motorcycle?
I think a single line would sum it up that I was born to ride.
Oh wow, awesome!
So when I was in class, probably eighth or in seventh, then my uncle had a 50cc moped.
Okay.
That was the first set of two wheels, motorized two wheels, other than
Oh
the
wow.
bicycle. I
Yeah.
laid hands on. So that was my first journey on a two-wheel motorized by a motorcycle.
Awesome.
And then in class ninth, I could lay hands on my uncle's Rajdoot 175cc, and he would come to play cards with my dad, and I
Yeah.
would just sneak away the keys and just चोरी से उसको start करना सीखा. Then one day put the gear, the bike moved, and the third day I learned to ride by myself. So I would proudly say that I was born to ride. I
Awesome.
mean, I didn't have to learn two wheels or set of four wheels from anybody, and the journey never stopped after that.
Really,
I
that's
still
awesome.
remember my first bike was in class 11th in
Yeah.
1981, which was a
Okay.
Rajdoot Bobby.
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah.
The movie, that bike was named after the movie Bobby,
Oh
Rishi
yeah, yeah,
Kapoor
yeah.
starrer. The bike he
Remember.
used in that. So that bike I rode in class 11th and 12th for 55,000 kilometers. I used to go to
Wow.
school from Krishnanagar, my home, to Lajpat Nagar, which was almost 14 and a half kilometers to
Every
15
day.
kilometers. And every day रफली 30 किलोमीटर्स तो पक्का ही था. एंड ये तो कभी होता ही नहीं है कि आप स्कूल गए और मोटरसाइकिल पे हो तो आप इधर उधर नहीं गेड़ी मारोगे. सो
Exactly.
इट वुड बी 50 किलोमीटर्स डेली. एंड इन दोज डेज आई यूज टू कवर दैट 15 किलोmeters in maximum 14 minutes and minimum 13 minutes flat.
Oh wow.
I
I think
still
that time
remember.
there was not much traffic also. These
Not
ITO and
much,
all these
not much traffic,
medium.
but Jitesh, the roads were not very good. The
Yep.
roads were okay, but traffic, yes, traffic was very less. Roads were not
Okay.
good, and you can very well imagine helmet तो बहुत late शुरू हुआ,
I
no
know.
gears, nothing. जो है बस निकलो और निकल लो.
Absolutely.
So,
In
so that
fact,
is
I
how
have
we.
an interesting story there. You know, when I started riding, I think first time maybe I went on a scooter to India Gate,
Hmm,
and I had nothing with me. I had no papers, no license, nothing,
hmm.
and I think the cops chased me till my home. I don't know where they vanished. I broke a red light or something, and then they must be chasing me. One PCR was
Yes.
chasing me all the way. Cool. Let's talk about the like the most
I'll tell
epic
you an
ride.
interesting. I'll tell you an interesting fact.
Tell
My
me.
father, my father always used to ride a Royal Enfield.
Yeah,
So the days when I was growing up,
yeah.
I used to see his Royal Enfield. He had a Royal Enfield as well as a 1964 Vespa.
Oh wow. Okay.
So then it used to be parked in the outside veranda. तो
Yeah,
जब जैसे जैसे I was growing and I used to see that bike and scooter, so he
yeah.
could very well visualize कि ये तो मोटरसाइकिल चलाएगा ही चलाएगा.
Chalaega,
So he
chalaega.
immediately sold off his Royal Enfield.
Oh,
The
shit.
day probably I came in class 8, he sold off the Royal Enfield.
Oh my God.
कि
That's sad.
ना होगी ना ये चलाएगा.
Exactly.
So and started putting his Vespa in the drawing room.
Oh my God. So you can't take it
So
out.
you can't take it out. तो that was the thing. तो इसलिए चोरी चोरी अंकल की करके सीखा. और पापा को तो शायद आज तक भी नहीं पता होगा कि जब हम सीख गए तो ड्राइंग रूम से चोरी से स्कूटर निकालते थे, चला के साफ करके वापस खड़ा कर देते थे.
He must know all that story. He may have not told you. That is a dad. He must be
So
knowing all that.
yes, so
So he's
पेरेंट्स को
just
सब पता
too
होता है.
humble,
वो
too
अब
kind.
हमको पता चला आफ्टर बिकमिंग द पेरेंट्स कि हमको सब पता होता है. वी इग्नोर सच थिंग्स.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
Let's talk about the most epic journeys or epic rides rather you had the Polar Odyssey.
So
Uh, how
yes.
did it all started? Like it's
Uh,
interesting for us to know the
uh,
whole story behind it, and of course during the ride.
so Bajaj had come up with a Dominar
Yeah,
400cc machine,
yeah.
and uh, they were looking to do something promotional with that machine.
Yeah,
And luckily, uh, I being connected to the biking community
yeah,
and a little bit of experience. So when we approached Bajaj with a certain project,
yeah.
initially this project was not Arctic to Antarctica.
Okay,
So this project was something else. In that, when Bajaj principally said, "Okay, let's do
okay,
something." Initially this plan was the flight of the condors. So
okay,
the CEO of two wheelers was Mr. Eric, and Eric had a plan that we should do the flight of the condors path.
okay,
So then we made the proposal. Let us make it from Arctic to Antarctica,
okay. Makes sense. Yeah,
and why not do both the things, both the poles? To which he immediately agreed,
wow.
and rest is history. Rest is history. Yes, lots of planning and mapping and everything went into this to
I'm sure.
make it a successful journey. But yes, and why Bajaj only? Some people ask why Bajaj only. I would say Bajaj was the only company who agreed upon the sponsorship and
Yeah,
to take up such a big journey.
makes
And
sense.
they were confident about the machine, and
Yeah,
we were also looking for a machine which had tubeless tires.
yeah, yeah. That's very, very important.
Yes, so
Yeah,
many people had done a part of such big journeys, say 10,000 kilometers or 20,000 kilometers, and they had faced difficulties in puncture, in fixing up
yeah.
the puncture.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
the other Indian brands we could look up to was only Royal Enfield.
Yeah,
So,
that's not
so
tubeless.
that is not tubeless.
Yeah.
So we immediately agreed upon Dominar, and rest is history. Then the sponsors, the rest of the sponsors came on board. The sponsor story you can very well understand. It is not
Yeah, yeah,
easy to
yeah,
get
yeah.
sponsors.
Of
Yes,
course.
the first of all the team building was necessary. The
Yeah,
team came up, team shaped up, then the planning, then the sponsors, then the visas, and rest is history. We made history.
sure. So like just dig deeper into this. Like
Yes.
what is that planning in terms of planning? What is the most important thing like you should you would like to share with users in multi-day
First,
ride?
first is the most important is your itinerary
Okay,
in a broader perspective, not the minutest details. A broader perspective itinerary, what countries you wish to cover, what
okay,
states in each country you would wish to cover,
okay,
a broader you can say map कि आपको
okay,
कहाँ कहाँ जाना है. So we would prepare. We prepared a main itinerary.
okay,
Then we prepared a weekly itinerary. Then we prepared a daily itinerary
okay. Got it.
while on the trip.
Makes
Because
sense.
certainly when you are on such a big journey, there are certain detours you would like to take place. कोई जगह interesting लगी, कुछ लोग interesting लगे, कहीं कोई event हो रहा है, you have to go, you have to
Yeah,
attend.
yeah.
So you have to keep your itinerary flexible. Yes,
Absolutely.
a certain main itinerary has to be there.
Yeah.
Then your countries you intend to visit, you have to plan your visas,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
because
Visas is
you
most critical aspect.
you get visas for particular dates.
Yeah,
So कहीं 15 दिन का मिलेगा, कहीं आपको US and Canada is 10 years, that is not a
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
But
That's not a
rest
problem.
of the countries, so you have to plan your entry and exit accordingly,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. The visa.
you have to be as near to perfect as you can, so that
Absolutely.
your journey is not affected in midway, because
Makes
getting
sense.
visas in that country extended is a big time hassles.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And then where you have to apply for visas if something goes
then
wrong again, and
then
then you lose
then
time.
your carne, you have to apply for carne. Then
Yes.
you have to check your food habits and food available in those countries.
Yeah,
Then what are the resources you would need during that trip,
yeah.
which you have to carry and which you can get it locally during
Locally
your
also.
trip. So
Makes sense.
then your dress, your clothes you need to carry with you as per the temperatures, as per the weathers in those countries.
Yeah,
Then you need to plan for the photography equipment you need to carry
yeah.
for
You
shooting.
have to capture
Since
everything. Yeah.
we were not going with any backup, any sort of backup, either
Wow.
technical or
Yeah.
photographic camera crew.
Yes.
So planning in terms terms of each and everything we have to do. One has to be
Makes sense.
very precise. Otherwise, such big journeys are not possible without planning, I would say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Then, then comes the most important part: your fitness.
Yeah.
First, your mental fitness.
Then your physical
Second
fitness.
is your physical fitness. So
Absolutely.
mental fitness generally people ignore. I
Yeah.
would say for such big journeys you have to be mentally fit. You have to be
Absolutely.
you have to be ready for whatever comes your way. You would face it, whether it is good or bad. You would face it and come out of the impossible situations with flying
Situations.
colors. So you
Yes.
have to be mentally fit and certainly physically fit as well.
Absolutely. And tell us one more thing. Like, what was the most memorable moment in this road trip you had? Like, what was the best, like, what
I
best country, best day, whatever you want to share?
I would say first there were few. I would name two, three.
Yeah.
First was with 6 months, 7 months, 8 months of planning,
Planning.
रोज झिक झिक, आज ये नहीं हो रहा, कल वो नहीं हो रहा. Finally, we on 23rd of July we took the flight to Alaska.
Okay.
And the moment we put our foot down on the Alaska soil at the airport, for me, that was the first most memorable moment. Yes,
Wow.
उस समय लगा कि yes, now the journey has really started.
They
अब तो
started.
शुरू
Yes.
होगा ही होगा journey.
Yeah, yeah,
Then, then the second good moment was when we saw our bikes coming from the customs to the workshop where we had tied up with, and to get our bikes, Indian-made Bajaj Dominar bikes in Alaska, and
wow.
they were right in front of us. So that was the second joyous moment. We had many joyous moments and many memorable moments
I'm
throughout the
sure.
journey, but
I'm
the
sure.
last and the most biggest memorable moment was when we reached Ushuaia. That was our destination,
Wow.
the
After
end of
five
the earth
months.
after 5 months, and
Right.
we reached Ushuaia. Everybody was hale and hearty. The bikes performed really well, and we prayed and thanked God that yes, with His blessings and everybody's friends and well-wishers' blessings, we could complete this journey.
Awesome.
That moment was rememberable in both ways, in happy as well as sad.
Yeah.
Happy, yes, we could reach it. Sad, yes, that's the end of a wonderful
End of our
odyssey,
journey.
and now we will have to head back to home.
That's the worst part. In
Yes,
fact, we could
yes.
have gone back again to Alaska.
And the worst part was we had to still ride back 3,200 kilometers from Ushuaia to Argentina to hand over our bikes to the agent. So
All
that
right. So,
3,200 kilometers, we had both mixed feelings, good as well as bad, because our ride
why?
was over, nothing to look
Okay.
up to, and the journey was the most toughest because absolutely no animals, no human beings seen on during those 3,200 kilometers. And the worst part was the winds were tremendous. Believe me when I
Awesome.
say winds were
Yeah.
like you are riding an Indian
Yeah, yeah.
chieftain. So the chieftain
Springfield. Yeah.
so that would go from right to left in fraction of a second. Imagine the
Oh
wind
my.
pressure.
Oh my God.
So, and certain points we were riding at a degree of 20, 25 degrees or 30 degrees even
Oh my
with the
God.
kind of load. My bike was 413 kg.
My God. With all the luggage and all the
With
accessories
all
and
the
gear you
luggage,
had.
and I was riding at imagine 25 degrees, 30 degrees to counterbalance that wind. Imagine the wind velocity.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine.
Throughout our 51,000 kilometers, that was the place where only we could see signages of wind blowing in particular direction, and
That's all.
a single leaf, two leaves, three leaves. Three leaves means extreme winds.
Oh my God.
So many memorable moments.
Awesome, awesome. Like this is inspirational for everybody. I think one person should go to a trip like this in their life for sure.
I think riding from Alaska, like for Indians, like Ladakh is a must do. I would
Yes,
say Alaska to Antarctica or Antarctica to Alaska is every rider's dream. And if possible, time, money, and luck favors, every rider should do that ride. That is one hell of a ride.
awesome, awesome. Like
It
we'll
covers
definitely yeah,
it covers each and every terrain a rider can wish for.
imagine for yeah, awesome. And in fact, Doc just joined. So hi, Doc. Good to see you here. Long time no see.
It I would say I can never forget it. It was the blessings of Doc. I
Yeah,
was continuously in touch with him. Daily I used to chat with him, talk to him,
awesome.
and he kept me motivated and going against all the odds I had.
Absolutely. In fact, yeah, that's what brotherhood gives you. You know, like
Oh no,
Doc
he is
and
more than
like mentorship,
he,
like
he,
Doc
he,
can.
he's more than a brother to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's everything for me, man.
Absolutely. Same here. Like, it's big brother for everybody, I think, out there in the community. And I hear him out, and we have ridden together. So, yeah,
Yes.
it's a pleasure. It's an honor to ride with Doc and to have his
Oh
blessings
yes.
on our
Oh
ride all
yes.
the
Oh
time.
yes. What a fine gentleman he is.
Absolutely.
And
All
see
right.
the kind of experience he has behind him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
So let's talk about the gods only for a moment because Doc is
Okay.
also here. So it will be
Sure.
interesting, like your journey into like how did you met Doc, and how did you started riding with his onboards?
I would not name the biker in this scenario. It so
Okay.
happened I belong to a riding group, Royal Enfield riding group, and I
Yeah.
bought a Harley Davidson. And one fine day he taunted me कि अब तो आप गॉड्स के साथ राइड करोगे.
Wow.
I said, fine, अगर मौका मिलेगा तो जरूर राइड करेंगे.
Yeah,
And
why not?
that pinched me somewhere.
Okay.
कि यार ये तो ताना मार दिया इसने. So immediately I came back. I sent in a request कि I have bought this machine. I wish to ride. Then came a reply कि please send us a brief about yourself so that we get to know you. And then Doc would
Absolutely.
be in touch with you. And Saturday, Doc gave me a call. I still remember. We chatted for almost 40 minutes.
Awesome.
I was an engineering student. So I believe no engineer in India can be an engineer without reading Doc's father's written books,
Absolutely.
Shri B.L. Thareja, and every
Yeah, yeah.
engineer would know him. So we had 40 minutes discussion, and immediately Doc said, "Come over tomorrow morning. I'll introduce you to my other brothers, and rest is history." And
Wow.
that moment onwards, I proudly feel to be a part of God's, and that's
Yeah.
my biking family forever.
Absolutely. That's the way it should be, in fact. And what
Yes,
year was it, Deepak?
I think 2000, if I'm not wrong, 15 or 16 early.
Oh wow. Okay, it's been 5 years nearly.
Yes,
Amazing.
a very brief period, and I wish for next 40, 45 years me and Doc are together, and he will
Absolutely.
keep us guiding us in this journey.
Absolutely. You don't know the story behind when we met, like when we were doing the launch for Asteride. So when I called Doc for his, esteemed presence to the event, then he said, "You
Okay.
have to invite one more person, then only I'll come." And that was Deepak.
See, that is his kindness. He
Exactly.
he he
Doc
he
said,
he brings along, he take along each and every biking brother. And
absolutely.
I have seen this in Gods as well. Whenever a new member comes, his focus is always a new joinee, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that new member doesn't feel left alone.
Left
So
alone. Yeah,
that is one of the many good qualities of Doc.
yeah.
And
You didn't mentor the newbies.
oh yes, he is a wonderful mentor. He is a
I
wonderful
know.
mentor.
I know. There's no doubt, and his experience
No
is like
doubt about that.
you can't
Yes.
compare with anybody in
No, no,
India
no,
for
no,
sure,
no,
and
no.
also
वो
globally.
इन जैसा कोई दूसरा नहीं है.
Exactly,
Trust me.
exactly.
Yes.
Cool. So let's just come back to one more question about the your Polar Odyssey ride, Domina Polar Odyssey. What is that one thing you would like to the takeaway from a long ride? What is it that people should be motivated to do that because it's risky? It's there are a lot of good things and bad things which go into a ride. So what is that one thing which motivated you to do something like that?
I think one should be, if one is ready to explore new
Yeah.
places, new friends, new weather, explore into the unknown.
Exactly.
I am always I can say मेरे को वो खींचता है कि
Yeah.
explore the unknown.
Absolutely.
Meet unknown people, meet unknown destinations, explore unknown food. So that is the best part which keeps me moving along, and that is how I met you, that is how I met Doc.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
Exactly. And then
how could I have met such beautiful and wonderful people? We riders
absolutely.
are, beside being riders, we are wonderful. We have something or the other in common, or something or the other we possess, so
Exactly.
which we love to share, take and give.
Exactly. That's this thin thread called motorcycle, like it just connects all
Motorcycle,
of us together.
motorcycle is one medium,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
and
That's
it's
right.
a wonderful medium.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's where, like, as you rightly said, there's fear of unknown, and this is explore the fear, that this is the
Yes,
opposite
yes,
of what
yes,
people say
yes,
that you
yes.
should not be
मेरा
feared
मानना
of.
ये है कि इससे पहले कि डर आपको डराए, हमें डर को डराना है.
Dar ko dara do. Absolutely.
Yes,
That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
yes,
Cool.
yes.
So Doc is, praising about the app, and I can't wait to, show the app, show the Asteride app. I just discussed with you yesterday and showed you.
Yes, and without your permission, I could not resist myself. I had to share this with Doc. So
You did that.
so
No, no,
I
I was
so I couldn't resist myself. तो Doc के साथ share करना पड़ा मेरे को. I
awesome.
can't.
Awesome. No, I
So
would wish like.
I can't keep any secret with Doc.
No, no, this
So
is no secret. You and Dog are like the foundation of this whole Asteride,
so
app. So you laid the foundation of this. So you always
no,
will be the part of
no.
Asteride, anyways.
You had a
That
wonderful thought in mind, and it feels so good to see that taking shape.
absolutely, absolutely. And thanks to your blessings and
No, no,
your advice, which
always always there, and
got
you are developing something which will help
absolutely,
us in
yeah,
every stage of riding.
sure. So I'll just
Yeah.
briefly tell our viewers also what is it all about, so that they know what we're talking about, and there's no thought which goes behind. And also there's a question from Suparna. We'll take it as we go on.
Say my hi
Uh,
to Suparna.
yeah. Hey, Suparna. So she's asking a question. Let's answer that question. Then I'll jump to
Yes,
Asteride as soon as I can. How soon do we see long rides resuming again, and what changes would be from what it used to be earlier? So
I
she's
think
asking this question about long rides.
yes. So as it is, I was supposed to be riding for another 20 plus countries this May, and from Delhi to Norway,
Yeah.
which could not happen due to Corona. But
Yeah.
yes, Corona is here to stay. We
Yes.
simply have to learn to live with this.
Absolutely.
We can't keep ourselves indoors fearing
Yeah.
that Corona आएगा. We have to learn with this.
Yeah.
Yes, what changes would happen? We will have to take certain precautions, your cleanliness, and maintain distance. And rider रुक नहीं सकता. The moment
Absolutely.
borders open up, we are ready to fire our machines, and me and Doc
Absolutely.
are ready. Bus,
Absolutely.
fire up the machines and go. And yes, for long journeys, it would take some time because you have to plan according to the weather as well. Like I was
Yes.
riding to Norway, so I can't get up and stand up and tomorrow and start my journey to Norway. Lots of planning again, the visas and
Absolutely.
everything will happen. Then the most important part is we have to take care of the weather when I would
Yeah.
end up in Norway. So Norway, it starts winters in August. So I
Yeah.
have to be starting in April or May. So if you have to plan your journey, yes, but certainly riding is going to happen. बहुत देर तक राइडर्स को घर के अंदर बंद कोई कर नहीं सकता.
No, no, no. I completely agree with you on that. Like
Yes,
I have
yes,
seen already started riders have already started riding long distance as
yes.
well as for the weekends for sure.
But one has to understand that you have to abide by the laws of the land, and
Yeah.
do not do any such thing which is against the government of the land. And there is an advisory. अच्छे दिन भी आएंगे दोबारा वापस.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right. And
Yes,
also the problem is it changes a lot. Suddenly some
yes,
borders are closed, some things
yes,
are
yes,
open,
yes,
some things
yes,
are
yes,
closed. So
yes,
you can't
yes,
plan
yes, yes.
really for long distance.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
in
No, no,
India,
for
for
me,
example, suddenly,
I was talking about international. For me now,
yeah,
long is above 10,000 or 20,000. India,
exactly.
though, the moment India opens up the borders, I am ready to fire. I am ready
I
to
know,
fire
I
my
know.
engines.
I think a lot of our fellow
Yes,
viewers and riders are also eager to ride.
there was a survey yesterday only which came in the newspaper that lots and lots of inquiries of domestic travel are coming up. So rather than the tourism going down, tourism within the country will increase many folds.
Absolutely. In fact,
Yes,
it is something. It's a backbone of country of like ours, anyways, and
and
people
and
like to
and,
travel.
and this could be the best chance for promotion of tourism or growth of tourism in India.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
And I think we'll get there eventually, as you said. Sooner
Oh
or
yes,
later,
and
things will go back
internationally,
to normal.
also, I believe Italy, France, and one more country, three countries have opened up their tourism for
Yeah, yeah,
international
absolutely.
travelers.
Absolutely.
So we have to come bounce back. We cannot stay indoors for long enough.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Even like France and Spain, I heard they're nearly back to normal. Everything is open.
Yes, their corona fresh corona cases are barely minimum, and
Yes,
अब वायरस से क्या डरना है? हो गया, बहुत हो गया. Yes.
you're right. You're right. Cool. So let me briefly tell our viewers about Asteride, what it is all about, and why we are building this. It's very important.
Yes.
I think our
Yes.
viewers, for our viewers and people who gonna view this video later.
Mm.
Astride is a platform we are building for bikers. It's built by the
Mm.
bikers and for the bikers. So, in our community, guys, there are a lot of apps we use for rides. For example, for planning, for doing the rides. After the rides, we want to share all that. So today, what happens is we use a lot of different apps. Where we use WhatsApp or Telegram for planning the rides, and then push them on, Facebook sometimes to so that viewers can, our riders can, see those rides and join them. And also afterwards, people do those rides, and we use different apps. For example, Google Maps for navigation and location sharing, all that. So it's a mix of a lot of different apps that we are juggling around for weather, for route tracking, for capturing, photographs and videos. We use something else. All that is scattered around. So what we are essentially doing is building a platform where all this can happen at one place, and it's built for riders. So essentially, Asteroid is a platform where all these activities in terms of ride planning, route tracking, group navigation, everything happens on a platform. So essentially, you can plan your trips, you can plan your rides, you can share those rides with your friends in your group, outside your group. People can see those rides, beautifully designed rides. Automatically it fetches up your weather on track, your route for every day if you're doing long distance riding, for example. So it all gives you a bird's eye view of what is happening, on a ride, and it will be greatly beneficial for everybody who rides, regularly. So we can't wait for the app to go live. It will take a couple of weeks before we can, ship it to everybody out there. We are doing beta testing as of now, and I think in weeks to come, maybe by beginning of August, we should be live with Asteride. So thank you once again, Deepak. I have a couple of more questions for you.
Sure.
Uh,
Let it come.
One, like, let's talk about the problems and let's see how we can help through Asteride. Maybe I
Sure.
want to understand. So we discussed yesterday also in briefly, like the planning part of the ride and how people join those rides. What is your experience today like? How it easy or painful the process is?
Uh, I would say yes. Say I'll take an example. If one has to plan a ride for a group, as I was telling you
Yeah,
yesterday, the planner, the main person who is planning the ride, he has to brief everybody.
yeah,
At some point of time, few of the interested riders won't be present. Then again, he has to brief it, the plan, the ride, the
yeah.
route, the pit stops, the starting time. He has to share with them over the period again and again, again and again. Like I was
Absolutely.
discussing with you, you were going
Yeah,
taking me through that app. The best part is
yeah.
you just put the ride on that app. It'll take you
Yeah,
not more than 3 minutes. You put the
absolutely.
route, you put the pit stops, you put the assembly time, you put the start time, and that's all. A chart is generated. It'll show you
Automatic.
what is the route, what is the how many kilometers, where you are stopping, the weather, the whether it is raining or not, temperatures at different pit stop at different cities or different places.
I
Then
love it.
the best part is the riders who are on that app.
Yeah,
The moment they start from their homes, you
yeah,
can see how many riders have started from the home and how
yeah.
many are still not there, so that you can fire them on the telephone. निकलता क्यों नहीं है घर से? We are getting late.
Absolutely,
So the
absolutely. They can't
best
cheat
part is
anymore.
they, they can't cheat anymore. So the best part is everything is there on your palm, and the planner is he doesn't have to follow each and everybody, whether it is on the payment front, whether it is on the planning front. It is there. जितने riders को
Absolutely.
जानना है उनके पास वो ऐप है. The entire information is there. आपको पेमेंट करना है तो पेमेंट वहां कर दें. आपको पेमेंट नहीं करना है, सेल्फ है, तो एवरीथिंग, एवरी minutest detail is there. But yes, every good thing takes time.
Yeah,
Is what I shared with Doc also.
Absolutely. I'll take you. I'll take Doc through also the app as soon as I can.
Definitely,
Get you recommended.
definitely. And he was a little apprehensive कि यार फिर भी कॉल तो करना पड़ेगा. मैंने कहा डॉक नहीं करना पड़ेगा
नहीं
और
करना
अगर है
पड़ेगा
भी
कॉल.
अगर है भी तो
Absolutely.
I'll handle that initially. उसके बाद आप कहोगे नहीं I'll handle it.
No problem. And you can also call through the app also. Yeah,
Yes,
every rider who is
yes,
coming on that call on that ride, you have access to the numbers. You don't have to go to your phone book and open that number. So
yes,
whoever is
yes.
not coming, you have access to their SOS numbers and their phone numbers.
And the best part is that every rider who is on that ride,
Yeah,
the SOS number of that rider and the blood group of that rider is there so that you don't have to ask. Normally
absolutely,
होता क्या है कि who is the organizer of the ride has all the information. So
absolutely.
लेकिन वो हो सकता है पीछे हो या आगे हो. तो हर राइडर के पास हर राइडर की इंफॉर्मेशन है.
Information नहीं होती. Sir,
So
mostly
yes,
groups में नहीं होती है. You're right, and
yes,
I'm so happy like you got exactly the gist of the Asteride app. Some people are
yes.
asking what app you're talking about. So guys,
No,
we're
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
app
no.
called Asteride.
I am waiting for that app. And
Yeah.
the best part, I left it. कि
Yeah.
आपने अगर एक महीने में 4 राइड करी है, whether it is a day ride or 3 दिन का राइड और 4 दिन का राइड, it is keeping a track of all your rides within the group as well as individually. And by the end
Absolutely.
of the year, by the end of month, by the end of 6 months, it will show you how many kilometers you have done and what are the different rides you have done, which is the most important task for a rider to
Absolutely.
compile his journey. आज मुझे अगर जर्नी कंपाइल करनी है अपने पीछे, hell lot of a task.
Absolutely. And there is no way to track it today. On WhatsApp when we
Yes,
plan all these rides. And after
and
a month, I don't remember what rides we did last month.
and the other part for a rider like me,
Yeah.
I tend to explore different trails on my rides. I generally
Absolutely.
deviate from the normal route. और
Yeah.
आके मैंने कहा यार मैं तो एक अच्छी like when I went in January in Nepal, I went on a trail 30 kilometers, 35 kilometers which nobody could have imagined. और वहां जो
Wow.
लोग बाग मिले वो बोले आज हम पहली मोटरसाइकिल देख रहे हैं इस सड़क पर. Covered 3 mountains. So that app is keeping a track of my journey. And अगर मुझे इसको share करना, I simply have to share that screenshot or a link, and he can travel on my tracks.
Absolutely.
I
This
think
is
I,
also we are working on. Yeah.
I think I understood your app
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the
It's
larger
precisely
extent.
what we are working on. If you've
Yes,
done a ride in the past, anybody can
yes,
do that ride in the future. They can follow the
yes,
same track.
yes, yes.
That is we are working on for sure. And I'm so glad you just nailed it. All the features which we discussed yesterday and maybe beyond. What is also we are working on.
I
So
think
this
I
is precisely what we are trying to do. This is
think
precisely
every rider would dream of such an app, man. किसको किसको टाइम रखा है और ऐप आपका सारा काम कर रहा है.
exactly. And it's there's a place we need all of us bikers need to belong to, and that's what Asteroid is all about.
I'll
We
take
want
you
to
to
celebrate riding.
I left that part.
Which
So
one?
the most important part is it is a app by the rider, for the rider, for the riding community. So
Absolutely.
we have a virtual place, biker has a virtual place to be there, share their stories, learn from their experiences, ask questions. So different groups, different riders, long distance riders, short distance riders, groups, different community of riders, different brands of bikes
Absolutely.
being there.
Absolutely.
So that's a virtual biking world there in that app.
So just to add Deepak there, what we discussed yesterday, we have something called Explore section. So you can see everything what is happening around you as a biker. You can see what
Yes,
are the rides happening around you,
yes,
what are the
yes,
groups around you. You can join, or you can see in terms of activity, in terms of bikes, in terms of location.
yes,
You can
yes,
also see brothers and people around you, so that if you're
yes,
like, for example, if you're going to US or Norway, you want to see who are the riders near me. I can talk to them. I can find out
yes.
more about what I going to. Today, there's no way. You need to know specifically if the guy is on Facebook or on Instagram or somewhere
Oh
else.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
tomorrow, we're gonna be making it like a level playing game for everybody. So all
But
the
I
new
believe,
bikers joining this
but I believe that
brotherhood.
Jitesh, that is still a long way. I think it should take at least a year to reach
Oh, yeah,
there.
yeah,
But yes,
easily,
but
easily.
yes, but yes, we would be there. We would reach there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes,
But we have already this activated. So when people start putting these groups on Asteroid, they start doing these rides on Asteroid. So it will start automatically populating
Yes,
that data to
yes.
everybody so that people can
Now,
see.
now, your duty, you have done your duty. You have invested your more than year and a half on this app, and still investing your time and money on this app. Now it is the
Yes,
duty of the biking community to involve in this app and make it a success.
absolutely. We would definitely look forward from each and every brother sister out there, who could treat this as an app which is built by their brothers and themselves. It's not something
Yes,
I or as a Jitesh Rana is building it. It's the group of riders, including you, Dog, everybody else. We have blessings for them. So this is what is being built by the bikers, for our community, as you rightly said.
yes,
So we
yes,
of
yes,
course
yes.
would need all that support.
The
That
the
that
only the only request is keep it free for the bikers.
it is free, sir. As I said,
Yeah.
it's the most
No,
of the features.
for always try
Yeah.
to keep it. Try to keep it. I know when things. I know lots and lots of costs are involved in not only developing to keep that app running and to
Absolutely.
keep it more interesting and happening and adding features on and on. But yes, my request still would be keep it free forever.
So we will try that. Like somebody like you can give us blessings, so we become
Sure, sure,
successful and people find value in what we do.
sure,
And then
sure,
we
sure.
will of course find ways where we can make sure that whatever value we are bringing to riders, for example, it is either at a cost or at no cost. So I can't say it today. So we will see, and we'll make sure that whatever possible way, if it's possible, to make this app free for all. It is free for all. I would say it is free. Most of the features we spoke about, especially the planning part, the explore, the group, everything. It's of course it's free. You're free to make groups. You're free to log your journeys. It will come in your road books. You will have your own profile. Everything what I'm talking about is free. What may which may cost later in subscription or something, which is where we have high
Specialized jobs.
DMX costs. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
we're
for
figuring that out. I think in a couple of months we will be able to have a clarity on that. But for now, it's free, and we
for
whatever we'll add later, it may or may not be charged. So we'll see about that.
for riding community, I would add here in layman's term, this app is a mixture of WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and they have taken the best parts of those apps, incorporated it in this app so that you don't have to use different apps for different applications. This is
Absolutely.
an app which will have all the applications which these apps have incorporated in this app.
So these are the three, but I can name a few
Ah,
more.
yeah, there are many more. There are many more. So, but yes,
You have the expense
yes.
management, you have your Facebook
Go,
and social platforms for
goes
sure.
goes without saying. Goes without
Yeah.
saying.
And
Yes.
some of them even not. Like I would like to add one more feature which we are trying to build is all these rides which everybody does, either solo or group. We also track those miles. Like people can see if they have done 10,000 kilometers, we will give them virtual badges also. So you know exactly if you have done 10,000 kilometers riding in that on the platform, you will get a badge. You will get a digital badge for now, and we will make sure that we can convert it into something meaningful in the future. And somebody is asking about the data. Yes, it's all secured. It's all on the cloud, which is 100% protected by data privacy laws. So whatever you shared with us, it remains on the cloud. It belongs to you.
यार as per
So
me मेरे डेटा को कोई चुरा के साला क्या करेगा मुझे तो राइट से
exactly,
मतलब है राइट करनी है but yes
exactly.
you rightly said these days you cannot launch an app without certain criteria to be followed and
Absolutely,
so yes
absolutely,
data is secured that is what Jitesh showed
absolutely,
me and promised me.
absolutely. And we have to. This is guys. One more thing. This is not an app for India. This is a global app.
Yes,
This is a global
this
platform.
yes.
So we are
So
not talking about
so
riders in
the
India only.
biking community of the world would be connected through this app, not only
Absolutely.
India. That's the best part.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll make sure whatever we do is world class. It's not, you guys
Yes,
won't feel like this is an app coming from India. That's our
yes.
promise. And this will be
And
one of the best platforms
the
in
best part
times
is
for
made in
bikers.
India.
Made
In
in
the
India,
current scenario,
absolutely.
in the current
100%.
scenario, made in India. Yes,
Every line of code which is written in the app is made in India for sure.
yes.
Absolutely. Cool, Deepak. Thank you so much for throwing the light on Asteroid app as well as your journeys,
It is my
which
pleasure.
were very inspirational. I think a lot of people have a lot of takeaways from those journeys
So
today,
if still any
and
question
they
is
will be
left,
inspired.
if any question is left, so you may ask because I couldn't scroll through the questions.
Absolutely. No, I'll ask you. I'll ask the questions if there are
Sure,
more. But I think we answered two of the questions.
sure.
There was a question about asteroid, and there was I think my colleague also answered one of them. So it's okay. And anyways, anybody want to
So
reach out
yes,
to
yes,
us, they
yes.
can send a message here.
Latest one. Can my family track my ride? Yes,
Okay.
it is one of the features in that app. Your family can track it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want them to track it, they can track it.
Yes,
Uh,
if you want your wife to track it, yes, there is an option of yes or no.
absolutely. Absolutely. And then
Yes,
one more interesting feature which we I think forgot to mention is about female riders. So
yes,
on Asteride app, guys, you can make rides which are only for female riders. So in those rides which are made by female riders or male rider doesn't matter, but no male can join. If it's female only ride, then only female riders can join. So females can be assured that if they're inviting other female riders around the world or around in whatever cities they are, these rides can be done in that group only.
but
That's
here
what the
I
features.
but here I tend to disagree a little bit. In the
Okay.
gender equality world, there should be no male only ride or female only ride.
No, no,
It should be a ride
just
for a rider.
absolutely, sir. Absolutely. But the point is just to make sure,
Yes,
in a lot of female only groups, like
I
you
know,
have
I know.
biker knees and,
I
Likas
was
and all
just
that.
commenting.
Yeah.
I was just commenting.
Absolutely. So these girls are, brave enough to ride on their own without males. So we want to empower them. That's what our
Yes,
our spirit is. That you should do whatever you need, what is need to be done.
yes,
Cool.
yes,
Yeah, I know you were joking, but so somebody saying here, they don't want really to track their wife to track them. So
yes,
we
yes.
understand.
Because they will be going with their girlfriends.
Absolutely. So no, no, guys, we'll make sure that you can allow tracking to whoever you want to.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Deepak, thanks once again. We'll
Thank you,
keep doing
Jitesh.
this, and
Sure,
we'll continue to talk about the next steps of apps when it's coming.
sure.
We'll update all the guys when we launch for sure. And thank you again for sharing your inspirational stories. I'm
I
sure
am anxiously waiting for the beta testing of that
you
app
will be the
so that
first one.
I am the first one to test that app and I know this app would work. I know that.
Absolutely.
I know that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We have no doubt,
Thank
but
you,
we need
Jitesh.
support from, brothers like you
Always
for
there.
sure.
Always there. Always
And
there.
look forward to meet you so soon.
Sure, sure. Me too. Me too. Me too.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
viewers.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Bye,
much. Thank
guys.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. See you later.